For Victoria, harness racing comes from Moonee Valley in Melbourne and Fairfield in New South Wales. So that's it for today's Late Mail. I hope you have a very successful day. Maybe kick off with the winner of the first, which is the novice hurdle at Terang. Deviation, the Willie Harnett mount, is the tote favourite, showing about $2.50 with his call, and stayed very firm throughout. Most of them in line for the running of the first. Here's Adam Crittenden.
First, the hurdle, field of 7, all in, 2,900 metres on a slow track for racing today, with the rail in the true position. Off and running, broken a perfect line 2, court ruler impending 2 of the first to show out with Send the Fleet. And then Deviation, Sunburnt Miner is holding the inside. Apollo Gold not far away as they leap over the first. Court Order back to third last. Deviation's just taken hold now. He's back to second last on the inside with King of the Bay at the rear. Apollo Gold is having a terrible fight with his rider around the first turn. He's throwing his head up in the air. He leads by about a length and a half from Sunburnt Miner. Impending's out deep from Send the Fleet, then Deviation, Court Order, and King of the Bay is back at the tail. So down the straight, there's 3 the first time round. And on top is Apollo Gold, led by about a length from Impending, who's striding up on the outside. He's about 4 or 5 off the fence, though. Third Court Order around Send the Fleet as they go over the first in the straight, then Deviation, Sunburnt Miner, and back of the tail there is King of the Bay. Fairly tightly packed, though, as they draw to the next one. Apollo Gold, he pecked at it, landed about 3/4 clear from Impending. Third, Sunburnt Miner, then Send the Fleet fourth, and deeper out is Court Order as they go over the next, then Deviation. Send the Fleet just lost a little ground there, and last is King of the Bay. Out of the straight, 1,900 to go now. In front, Apollo Gold, led by nearly 2 on Impending second. Third, the inside is the grey Sunburnt Miner. Fourth, Court Order around Deviation, a length further back to Send the Fleet. And last is King of the Bay, about 8 lengths off the lead. Now, Apollo Gold's got away a little bit on his rivals as they go to the next. Apollo Gold nearly 3 lengths in front of Sunburnt Miner and Impending. Fourth is Court Order, then Deviation, 2 further back to Send the Fleet. And last of all is King of the Bay. Into the back with 1,500 to go. The leader is Apollo Gold, led by just over 2 lengths to Impending. Outside, Sunburnt Miner. Deviation is sticking near the fence at the moment. Then Court Order, followed by Send the Fleet, and last is King of the Bay. Here's the next flight. Apollo Gold leapt it well. Impending almost came to grief there. He lost a lot of ground. Apollo Gold's almost joined in front now by Sunburnt Miner. Deviation goes through to be third from Court Order. And Apollo Gold almost fell there. Gee, he went down on his nose. He's lost the front now to Sunburnt Miner. And taking off now is Court Order. Impending's going with him. So the race is starting to change as they go over the next one. And in front is Sunburnt Miner by a length on Court Order. Impending out deeper. Deviation's camped right on the lead. Hammer the favourite, 2 away then to Apollo Gold, then King of the Bay, and last is Send the Fleet, but only 3 lengths off the lead. Impending goes up with Court Ruler to share the lead with Sunburnt Miner at the 750. A length further back to King of the Bay. With them is Apollo Gold. Deviation is stuck back on the fence now as they go over the next one, and almost coming to grief at the rear there was Send the Fleet as they come up to the turn. Sunburnt Miner a length in front, and Deviation's asked to go now. He's got off the fence quickly to challenge the leader. 2 away to King of the Bay, then Court Order. Dropping out is Impending with Apollo Gold and Send the Fleet. At the 400 though, and Deviation raced away. He's about 3 clear from Court Order. King of the Bay making up ground, then Sunburnt Miner. Deviation comes to the second last of the 250. He's a mile in front though. Leaped it well, 3 or 4 in front from Court Order. Sunburnt Miner, King of the Bay deeper out battling on. Favourite only has to get over the last Deviation. Here he comes. He leapt it beautifully. Landed about 6 clear from Court Order. Sunburnt Miner, King of the Bay, but Deviation wins as easy as he likes. Deviation about 6 lengths on Court Order. Third, Sunburnt Miner about 4 further back, just in front of King of the Bay. Then Impending with Send the Fleet and Apollo Gold, and they've all completed the course.
Easy on track here. Dana Jiver's got out to a $3.50 chance on track, and Tampico's a $4 shot. So there's good value on course. Still Dana Jiver the top pick over Tampico. A little money for Davis Street would be the third elect on track. So that's the way punters have summed it up. Beautiful afternoon. And the last of them getting ready now. Here's Datari coming in. Rich Theme will be the last to come up. So Danajiva's 290-130 and Tampico 340 and 140 at the top of licks. Just about ready now. We await Rich Theme to move in on the outside. Ajanta stood in nicely. Michael Carson, Datari and Enterprise. Danajiva in the blue colour standing well in gate 4. Now Rich Theme went in and they're all set to go. Track is good, 4.1 the penetrometer and the rails out 7 metres. And they're off in the first. Danajiva began okay in the middle of the line. Dover Street immediately snagged right out to the tail. Tickle the Ivories and Datari were away quickly. Tampico's drifting back to about third last. Now Datari's going to the lead in the early part. Rich Theme coming across from the outside barrier goes to second and Danajiva a handy third. As they run into the bottom turn, then Enterprise outside Tickle the Ivories. 2 lengths to Tampico. Ajanta out wider and Dover Street last of all. Into the back now, and Datari the leader setting a good tempo. 3/4 on Rich Theme, about 2 lengths to Danajiva, a length and a half to Enterprise. Tickle the Ivories ahead away on the inside in 5th placing, and then Tampico, Dover Street and Ajanta after racing wide drops out to be last of all. Datari takes the field to the 800 turn, 3/4 on Rich Theme, a length and a half Danajiva. 1 Tickle the Ivories Enterprise and Dover Street making a run round the outside. He's waiting on Tampico back on the fence and Ajanta ridden along at the end of the field. Datari came down the side, 700 to go, about a half in front of Rich Theme, 1.5 Danajiva. Enterprise and Dover Street out wide. Tickle the Ivories just behind them and 2 to Tampico, patiently ridden by the school with Ajanta 4 lengths behind them. They've taken off early here and Danajiva swept up with Rich Theme. Still on the inside, Datari. Dover Street got up there, but he's under pressure now. Enterprise just behind them, followed by Tickle the Ivories, and Tampico will need a big spurt from there. Danajiva looks to be travelling better than the 2 inside at Rich Theme and Datari around the home turn, with Tampico getting to 4th. Danajiva racing after Rich Theme and Datari. Tampico's running on. Danajiva, Rich Theme, Datari, and Tampico now 4 across the track. Rich Theme in the middle's fighting on well, and Datari, they hit the line. Rich Theme a nose. I'll give it a Rich Theme a nose, Datari. I'm not sure about third. Tampico out wide and Danajiva. They're right in this photo. It's a great finish. Tickle the Ivories just in behind them, and they were followed then by Enterprise, Dover Street, and Ajanta was last of all. Photo in the first event. Stand by. It's a photo finish here. Rich Theme and Datari were fighting it out. Then Danajiva joined in but couldn't
Any further out from about barrier 5 or 6, which one it is. Set. All clears there and away now, and Sharbank bounced away with them, so too County Rambler. Remy June is going away fast with Summer's Shadow. Beyond Rainbows is mustering pace on the inside from Amatiani, then just a smidge wide out is Dreamy. County Rambler now back to centre field, followed by Beulah Road, Moss Express. Well back in the race early on there is Prince Lahar, 2 further back to Common Lino. Second last is Rebus, back there at the tail is Giddy Up GG. 9.50 to run, Remy June just on a length in front from Beyond Rainbows. Going up fast now is Moss Express. With them in the centre is Sharbank. Dreamy is wider out on the course, followed by Amatiani. Next in the field as they come down before the home turn would be Prince Lahar. Amatiani in that leading group, with them Sharbank, Summer's Shadow, and then a fair way back is Beulah Road, followed further back in the race there by County Rambler as they swing now, and then Common Lino, Rebus, and last Giddy Up GG up to the turn, and Dreamy goes up to join Beyond Rainbows, a length to Amatiani. Summer's Shadow is losing ground with Sharbank, then followed by Prince Lahar, Remy June. They're starting to fan out very deep. Beulah Road is coming with a run, and Moss Express a fair way off them. 200 left to go. Dreamy with Amatiani in the centre. Beyond Rainbows closer to the fence. 2 or 3 further back to just a smidge, and here comes Moss Express now at the 150. Beyond Rainbows about a length in front of Amatiani. Wide out, Moss Express is charging home. Beyond Rainbows in front. Moss Express is closing, but it'll be too late. Beyond Rainbows a length on Moss Express, and third Amatiani. Then
all set for the first at Warwick Farm. Good betting duel between Ken's Court, 240, Cashmere 260. Gates open, and Cashmere in the All Cerise jumped away very quickly, but Rose Glen Warrior first out. He's looking for the early lead. Mostique out wide on the track, showing speed. Settling back on the inside, Holyoke now driving up to share the lead, and Ken's Court out wide is rushing up to make a line of 3. Holyoke on the inside and Rose Glen Warrior as they come down the stretch and they loom up towards the winning post on the first occasion. Ken's Court 3 wide at the moment, and Quinn looking to slot in. Veld on the inside, Mostique the centre, and Cashmere went back to the tail of of the field as they race up towards the 1800 metres crossing. Holyoke in charge, not a great deal of speed on, led by a half, 3 parts of a length on Rose Glen Warrior. Ken's Court now 1 away from the fence. He's outside of Vel, 2 lengths to Mostique and a length and a half to Cashmere. They race up towards the 1600 metres mark, and Holyoke given a bit more leather now, got away. Led by a length and a half on Rose Glen Warrior, then came Ken's Court. He's in close attendance on the outside of Vel as they again put on the brakes. 3 lengths Mostique and 2 lengths Cashmere, 6 lengths away from Holyoke as they go to the 1400. Holyoke in charge. He's been there from the outset and led by a length on Rose Glen Warrior at his girth the outside. Vel tucked away on the fence, and Ken's Court. Quinn not happy with the pace, and he's now going forward and is about to assume the role of front runner. And Ken's Court crosses onto the paint now at the 1100 metres mark and led by 2 lengths. Holyoke second. Rose Glen Warrior head away third. 3 lengths to Vel, who dropped back when they sprinted there from Mostique, and 2 lengths away Cashmere at the tail of the field, and she's spotting her arch rival in the betting terminology, and that is Ken's Court about 4 lengths as they come off the back at the 900. It's Ken's Court in front by 2 lengths on Rose Glen Warrior. Holyoke on the fence third, and 2 lengths away Mostique. Vel drop back, and then Cashmere. Cassidy coming 3 wide at the 700 now, starting his run on the Sir Tristram mare. Ken's Court snuck away, coming down the side. He's 2.5 in front of Cashmere, who now runs to second. It looked a 2-horse race this far out. 2 lengths away Rose Glen Warrior, Mostique, then Holyoke and Veld on the bend. Ken's Court in front, 400 to go. Cashmere looming up to be a neck away, and they're 5 on Mostique, and then Rose Glen Warrior on the bend, and it's Ken's Court the inside. He's still got a kick left, although Cashmere's got him now, and Cashmere race to the front. Cassidy pulled the whip at the 250. It's Cashmere a length and a half in front of Ken's Court. 5 lengths away Mostique. Cashmere in front. Ken's Court is trying very hard to rally back on the inside. Cashmere about a length in front. Ken's Court's coming back. Cashmere's run's dying. She's still in front. Ken's Court lunging at her. Ken's Court, Cashmere, very tight. Very tight. Leave it to the judge. Cashmere, Ken's Court, Cashmere. And the 2 favourites have had a titanic struggle for the length of the straight. Third is a further photo between Veld, then Mostique, who's in that photo. Then came Holyoke and Rose Glen Warrior. Tight.
And there's Greg Miles.
Thank you, Rod. Yes, a beautiful afternoon in Melbourne. And they're coming along for the second of the day. Carmenesque is the clear favourite. And she's been set for the Victoria Oaks. It was a terrific win at her last start when she jumped from 12 to 1600 metres and beat the 3-year-old Colts and Geldings comfortably there. She did open in the red on track, and she's got out to odds against, but they really haven't tried anything much to beat her. Second pick is Amber Snip, number 4. That's her on the screen there, Amber Snip. She had no luck at her last start behind Kilkenny Bay, got held up a long way in the straight and got out late. Third elect is Rose of Tyrrell. Funnybone coming in now, moving in quite well. Second of the day, the Tristalove. La Divina's gone in. Here's Carmenesque coming up into the barriers now, and there's 3 to move in. Vale, Watercolour and Star Spell, who's coming into the lineup now. 3, 4 and 2 in the first. Victory for Rich Theme and a close go. So get ready here. Carmenesque is $2.40 and $1.30. Number 3, Rose of Tyrrell, $5.20, $1.60, and 4, Amber Snip, $5.50 and $1.70. Now over at the start, Vale goes into line and Watercolour the outside of the field of 9. 1,500 metres, and they're all locked away. Rose of Tyrrell the inside, Manelopan in 2. Off they go. Carmenesque in the middle line began okay. Rose of Tyrrell ridden out of the stalls. Amber Snip was away well with Funnybone. Watercolour wants to go forward too from the outside barrier. She's ridden hard from the gates and will cross the field down to the first turn with Carmenesque the middle of the field. At the 1200 end, Watercolour crossed them and led 2 lengths. Rose of Tyrrell, Amber Snip the outside. 2 Funnybone fourth, and then 2 further back the favourite Carmenesque. Back a length and a half away La Divina from Star Spell, and then Manelopan, and Vale is last of all. Inside the 1,000 metres now. Watercolour trying to steady down in front, but has fired up after jumping the gates fast. And with the mouth open, led a length and a half to Amber Snip. Rose of Tyrrell tucked in third the inside. 1 Funnybone fourth and 1 Carmenesque fifth, travelling well on the outside. Manelopan a neck away and about a length and a half to Star Spell, followed by La Divina and 2 to Vale. Down the side, Watercolour the leader by a length to Amber Snip and Rose of Tyrrell. Funnybone a neck away, and Carmenesque has come out wide for a run at the school. 2 lengths to Star Spell trying to get onto her back. back and run home, and they're followed by La Divina. Manella Pan's got pushed back on the rail, and Vale last in a bunching field, where Watercolour's being joined now by Amber Snip, with Carmanesque ridden along out wide, tackling them. Funny Bone between horses is running on fairly, and Rose of Tyrrell behind them is held up, followed by Manella Pan. Carmanesque raced up now to Amber Snip with Funny Bone between them. They've beaten off Watercolour and then Rose of Tyrrell. Carmanesque on the outside, Amber Snip and Funny Bone. Manella Pan's made up ground out wide. Carmanesque has hit the front. Manella Pan's coming after it quickly. Manella Pan raced to Carmanesque, took the lead, and Manella Pan got up and beat Carmanesque. Star Spell third, will grab third on the outside, I'd say, from Funny Bone. Vale made late ground, and Amber Snip on the fence. Just behind them was La Divina. They were followed by Rose of Tyrrell, and Watercolour dropped out to finish last. Manella Pan has stormed over the top for Brett Gardner with the 3 kilos claim just when Carmanesque was being hailed the winner. And Star Spell running on strongly from the back of the field. Numbers official are 2, 1 and 8. 2, 1 and 8.
Trifecta, only a quinilla of $7.10 in Queensland and $38 the trifecta. So, with these runners about to fill the stalls now for the running of the third event at Terang, where number 1 Classical Lad is the tote favourite. And they are starting to make a line there. This is the second division of a maiden plate over 1,400 metres. With his call here again is Adam Crittenden.
They're the last 4 to be placed away for the third event over at the 1,400 metre start. Now, a couple of attendants flanking Tiffany Agogo. As she walks in, Moket Lee gets positioned in the meantime. Bachelor's Adam about to come up now. And Regent's Rocket is about to be escorted up to the gates by the clerk of the course. Now the light is activated on top of the starter is on his stand. And Regent's Rocket to move in. Trained by Neil Dyer, a grey horse, drawn on the outside, and they're all in now. Field is ready for race 3. 1,400 metres the distance. Oh, one's got through the front, Prince's Ransom, and another one. Oh, hang on, there's 3 of them through. Fleet Amy's got through, and Tiffany Agogo's also got through the front. So whether Prince's Ransom's triggered another to begin. Prince's Ransom, one of the first out, is going to be sharing the lead on settling down with Zenford. Bachelor's Adam, Maybrook not far away with Classical Ladder, Moket Lee. Then Ollie's Folly, Santa Fe, Basher out deeper from General Carson, Regent's Rocket. Fleet Amy back third last from Tiffany Agogo. And last of all is Sordid Tail. On the outside, Prince's Ransom just has the lead from Zenford, 1,000 to go. Moving to third, Classical Lad. Then Maybrook, Bachelor's Adam out very deep on the track from General Carson. Then Ollie's Folly. A length away to Moket Lee. With them is Santa Fe, followed by Fleet Amy, then Basher, Regent's Rocket. Second last is Sordid Tail, and 4 away last is Tiffany Agogo. Towards the 600, Prince's Ransom the leader, led by 3/4 on Classical Lad. Third out deep is Maybrook with Bachelor's Adam. Ollie Folly is held up in the centre, followed by Zenford, then Moket Lee. Next in the field up to the turn, Regent's Rocket, followed by Basher, then General Carson as they turn. Classical Lad hit the front here, 400 out. Classical Lad about a length in front. Ollie's Folly now getting through Maybrook. Moket Lee's made a beeline straight to the outside rail here. And then Fleet Amy, who's running on down to the 200. Classical Lad in front. Moket Lee now wants to duck in, followed by Ollie's Folly. And Regent's Rocket's very deep out on the course. It's Classical Lad in front from Moket Lee. Ollie's Folly. Regent's Rocket won't run straight. Classical Lad in the meantime still in front, and they won't catch the favourite. Classical Lad wins by 2 lengths to Ollie's Folly. Third in Regent's Rocket. Fourth home Moket Lee. Then General Carson with Fleet Amy. Next in was Santa Fe with Basher. A break to Bachelor's Adam. Then Tiffany Agogo. Sordid Tail never got warm. Next home was Zenford, followed in by Maybrook. And back at the tail was Prince's Ransom after being on the pace early.
And Security near the inside pinged out. Franklin Rivers away very quickly, and the stablemate Best is sent in the blue colours showing speed. Fair Raider and La Jean d'Or whizzing around the outside. Dye has taken Franklin Rivers to the front with La Jean d'Or moving up to tackle. He'll have to let Fair Raider run shortly. The Grey's throwing his head in the air very, very high at the moment. They were followed on the inside then by Security. Wanganella tosses on the outside. A length away Best is sent Late Whisper. And Frazil dropped out to the tail of the field as they work up towards the 1,000. Going to the front is La Jean d'Or, led by 3 parts of a length on Franklin Rivers, and Fair Raider is giving the rider, which is Kevin Forrester, a torrid time. He's throwing his head up in the air and he refuses to settle. Security a length away, 4th from Best Ascent. Then Late Whisper, Frazil well back, and Wyangala Toss at the tail of the field with 800 metres to go. La Jean d'Or on the outside of Franklin Rivers. Franklin Rivers has the fence. He's only a half length away. Fair Raider is on his outside, racing in 3rd from Security. Falvey is tracking Die on Security. They were followed by Frazil starting a run from Best Ascent. Then Late Whisper and Wyangala Toss at the tail of the field before the bend. At the 400 metres mark, and Franklin Rivers drove up on the fence to go to the lead. La Jean d'Or's under pressure. Fair Raider to the outside. Security no run. Then Best Ascent, and then further out on the track Fazil in the home straight, and Die full bore now on the favourite. Franklin Rivers wants to bore out under pressure, but he got away. 2 lengths in front. Security the fence. La Jean d'Or the centre, and running on Late Whisper in between them, but it's Franklin Rivers in front. He's as green as a billiard table. He wants to veer out sharply. Die hands and heels, and he's too classy. Franklin Rivers wins from Security. Photo 3rd. La Jean d'Or or Late Whisper from Frazil. Best Ascent, then Fair Raider. Kevin Forrest is going to sleep well tonight after that if he's got any arms in his socket, and last home would have been Wyangala Toss.
And that winner, Franklin Rivers, is Terry.
Spectacular goal to move in. It'll be the last along. Ran a terrific race on debut when heavily supported at Caulfield back in July. Didn't begin well on that occasion, and it proved to be costly for him. Now he comes in, and the field looks to be set. 3rd event of the day, lights flashing, 1,200 metres, about to break. Off they go now. Nick's Magic, one of the first outs, and Plato a little slow, and Mastic has got back a little in the early stages. As they settle down now, Kilgolgan, one of the first to bounce out. Chester shows pace, and Assembly Line pushing up on the inside of them. Mastic about 4 wide at the first turn, is rushing forward now. He's going to be with the leaders. Assembly Line hunted through and led. Mastic moved up on the outside and actually runs to the lead deep on the course. Chester is 3rd, and they're followed by Our Slick Prince in the all-white 4th around the outside of Gothic Titan. St Plato moving up right off the track, and they're followed further back in the field then by Phoenix Strike. Kilgolgan